Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for the latest Cyberpunk 2077 news, secrets, leaks, and updates. Okay, it's actually happening. In just 3 months, Cyberpunk 2077 is poised to change forever, with exciting updates and revolutionary changes to the world of Night City. Just a week ago, a selection of journalists and influencers got the chance to dive into the Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty and Patch 1.7 updates. From the information shared, it's all but confirmed that we are about to witness Cyberpunk 2077 2.0. In this video, we will discuss all the details I've collected about every significant change and update from the game. And luckily, I know some insiders who experienced the upcoming gameplay and upgrades firsthand at one of the early access events, so I can supplement the official information with my personal insights. Whether you've been keeping up with the interviews and sneak peeks or not, you might have missed certain aspects, such as the peculiar release date details for Patch 1.7. Okay, let's dive into the evolving world of Cyberpunk 2077 and explore the Phantom Liberty expansion in Patch 1.7. I've reviewed all the specifics behind Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty versus Cyberpunk 2077's Patch 1.7. One hurdle to these updates is the uncertainty around what will be part of the paid Phantom Liberty content versus what features are tied to the complimentary Patch 1.7. Fascinatingly, based on a recent interview, it seems like even CDPR developers may not have completely settled on what will make up the expansion versus the update. But we know for sure that your existing save game will continue without issue. 2077 Phantom Liberty doesn't mean a complete fresh start, but a resurgence. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty introduces an exclusive feature, the brand new district, Dogtown. This legitimate 6th district is subdivided into 3 areas, all under the dominion of Kurt Hansen. Formerly known as the Combat Zone, Dogtown underwent a rebranding following Hansen's takeover, suggesting he will be the primary antagonist in the expansion storyline. Dogtown mirrors the deceptively altruistic South American drug lords who use community service as a facade for their illicit deeds. As you traverse Dogtown, you'll encounter the pervasive presence of the malevolent Badgrass Soldiers, a hyper-militarized faction led by Kurt Hansen. These soldiers don't stray far, maintaining a vigilant presence at key points. If you earn a wanted level in Dogtown, it's these soldiers who will respond, not the NCPD. Dogtown's layout is a departure from the rest of Night City, with a greater emphasis on interior spaces. You'll find more indoor locations, and key story events will take place inside. Consequently, while Dogtown may not appear as large as other districts on the map, its density and interior locations certainly compensate. Many have asked how entering and leaving Dogtown will work. Initially, the story of Phantom Liberty will confine you to Dogtown, but after a few quests, the district will open up. And as the new version of Night City is rediscovered, Cyberpunk 2077 open world element appears to have undergone considerable changes, and those updates have transformed the Night City into a bigger immersive playground. Every corner now is brewing with life and spontaneous incidents, including police and high-speed pursuits of renegade citizens. The city's vehicular combat dynamics have been notably amplified. Gunfire from your car zings towards rivals on the road, who equally don't shy away from retaliating. Delving deeper into the world of CD Projekt Red's masterwork, you'll discover that motorcycles aren't left out of the thrill, as wielding melee weapons like katanas while on a bike has been introduced, an addition that oozes epic action. Cars, on the other hand, can now be equipped with built-in armaments. During game time, I heard you can jump into a luxurious car that, like a scene straight out of a James Bond movie, had dual machine guns concealed in the front. This firepower capability immensely assisted in eliminating foes as I roamed the city, with an option to swap out weapons for even more destructive firepower like rockets. This update has further enhanced vehicles with unique weaknesses that can be targeted, such as a car's charging port. Other gameplay mechanics, like deflating a vehicle's tires to stop its movement, have also been reportedly incorporated in this update. However, some of these features will only be accessible through a fixer based in Dogtown, suggesting that not all vehicles will come equipped with weapons. Nevertheless, in the absence of built-in weapons, players can always fall back on their character's personal arsenal. Traditional vehicular combat will be paired with an array of new vehicle theft possibilities. Purchasing vehicles, like to the process of buying apartments, will now be done via a dedicated website, replacing the old text messaging system. Vehicle theft missions, some of which may require no damage to the car for you to claim it, will have to be carefully executed, offering its own adrenaline-fueled challenge. Infinite replayability of these activities indicates the potential for you to eventually amass a garage filled with a large portion, if not all, of Cyberpunk 2077's vehicle lineup. Improvements have also been made to combat and the game's AI. The AI has been reworked to exhibit more complex behaviors, like seeking cover, blocking, and countering melee attacks. The enemy will now employ a broader spectrum of quick hacks against the player, along with redefined health and armor systems, which are still somewhat shrouded in mystery. Depending on your character's skill set and perks, a new emphasis on exploiting enemies' weak points could arise. Simpler mechanic adjustments, such as the allocation of a dedicated button for side dodging and an immediate use key for your active cyberware, have also been introduced. The healing system now incorporates a cooldown, effectively limiting the spamming of healing items during combat. This major balance overhaul may seem daunting, but CD Projekt Red has confirmed an overall adjustment to the difficulty curve in Cyberpunk 2077, ensuring smoother gameplay in patch 1.7. The expansion pack Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty introduces exciting twists to the narrative. It's structured in a way that keeps players second-guessing their alliances. Major characters, like Sombra, the netrunner who recruits us to help the president, and Rosalind Myers, the new president of the United States and a former military officer, add intrigue to the plot. Johnny Silverhand offers his cynical commentary on events, while Solomon Reed, portrayed by Idris Elba, appears as a secret agent on a mission to aid the president in Cyberpunk 2077. Sphere Hunter, a YouTuber, has been included as a character named Stella. The Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty narrative revolves around aiding the president, whose plane is tragically shot down early on in the expansion. As players navigate the intricate storyline, they will encounter a web of complex relationships and shifting loyalties among the key characters. The theme of trust becomes paramount as each character harbors their own motives and suspicions. Even Johnny Silverhand, a prominent presence in the expansion, doesn't conceal his skepticism towards the president. The expansion draws inspiration from the spy thriller genre, injecting sequences reminiscent of Escape from New York and James Bond. Players will find themselves immersed in high-octane action sequences, equipped with an arsenal of gadgets and weapons to tackle formidable adversaries. Face-changing technology and a range of James Bond spy hunter-style weapons add an extra layer of excitement to the gameplay. The decisions made throughout the expansion will impact the fate of these characters and potentially shape the outcomes in the main game. In addition to the main story, Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty offers a wealth of side content, expanding the open-world interactivity. The dynamic cityscape of Night City buzzes with weapon trade activity, featuring weapon deals and airdrops that players can interfere with. Gang conflicts intensify, particularly in Dogtown, where a ruling militia and encounters with powerful adversaries await. CD Projekt Red promises a multitude of side quests and activity, ensuring a comprehensive and engaging gameplay experience beyond the main narrative. Notably, the skill system undergoes a comprehensive rework in both patch 1.7 and Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. The skill tree now presents a fresh layout, with fewer perks but more impactful abilities for players to unlock. Rather than relying solely on percentage-based stat buffs, players can expect new ability and functionality that align with their desired playstyle. The skill tree branches out with different tiers and interconnected perks, requiring strategic allocation of perk points to unlock desired paths. Players can also individually refund perks, offering flexibility to experiment with different build paths throughout the game. A significant addition to Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty expansion is the introduction of the 6th Relic Tree. This new Relic Tree grants players access to powerful perks tailored to specific gameplay styles. Unlocking these perks requires exploration in Dogtown, rewarding players for venturing into the sandbox-like environment. The Cyberpunk 2077 Relic system offers a diverse range of abilities, catering to stealth-focused infiltrators, proficient gunslingers, and other playstyle preferences. Also, the Relic Tree in Cyberpunk 2077 will provide players with a diverse array of abilities that can be customized to suit different playstyles, whether you prefer stealth-oriented approaches or being a lethal gunslinger with enhanced cyberware. It's all about optimizing your preferred style, experimenting with various builds, and discovering new ways to tackle challenges. During my own hands-on experience, I observed that many of these perks seem to focus on enhancing cyberware capability, such as the ability to see enemies through walls or unleash a barrage of rockets from an arm launcher. The relic perks hold significant power and will undoubtedly shape your character's specialization. Another aspect that injects freshness into the game is the revamped UI and HUD. Even elements of the HUD have undergone overhauls, offering more detailed item statistics and introducing aesthetic changes. Certain parts of the HUD now have the tendency to dynamically adjust based on gameplay circumstances. When roaming the game world, specific elements of the HUD may automatically toggle off when they are not actively in use. Additionally, the mini-map now provides a broader field of view, enhancing navigation and situational awareness. It's worth noting that the expansion, Phantom Liberty, will not introduce new romance options, as confirmed by CD Projekt Red on Twitter. The focus of the expansion lies elsewhere, emphasizing different aspects of gameplay and narrative developments. In recent interviews and hands-on experiences, CD Projekt Red has revealed several changes implemented within the studio. Gabe, the individual who led the development of patch 1.5, is spearheading the development of Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. The studio granted the team ample time and resources to ensure the expansion meets their vision. Notably, CD Projekt Red has demonstrated a commitment to combating crunch and burnout, reflecting positive changes within the studio. The project lead for Phantom Liberty has also been entrusted with directing the sequel to Cyberpunk 2077, highlighting their confidence in his abilities. Another big topic of discussion surrounding Phantom Liberty and patch 1.7 revolves around the updated system requirements. Support for last-gen consoles has been discontinued, and the PC version of Cyberpunk 2077 now demands more from players' systems. With the free update, Cyberpunk 2077 has become more resource-intensive, potentially rendering some players unable to meet the minimum system requirements. The recommended PC specs are demanding, including an SSD and 12 GB of RAM even for the lowest settings. For those aiming to experience the game in Ultra 4 Kelvin, a high-end processor like the Ryzen 7 7900X is necessary, even without ray tracing, and an NVMe drive is highly recommended. While these upgrades reflect the extensive overhaul of Cyberpunk 2077, they may present challenges for players whose systems fall short of the requirements. The release date for patch 1.7 appears to be linked to the 90-day notice requirement for updates that impact system requirements. CD Projekt Red must provide a 90-day heads-up, and considering the announcement of the new system requirements on June 11, patch 1.7 could potentially launch as early as September 11, just 9 days before Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. It seems highly likely that the two updates will be released in close succession. Cyberpunk 2077 is on the brink of a massive transformation with the arrival of Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty and the Cyberpunk 2077 patch 1.7. The upcoming updates and expansion for Cyberpunk 2077 bring substantial changes to gameplay mechanics, the UI, system requirements, and promise a transformative experience for players. The open-world aspect has been revitalized with dynamic police pursuits, vehicular combat, and heightened interactivity. The narrative-driven Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty expansion introduces a web of complex relationships and thrilling spy-inspired gameplay, with players navigating a treacherous world of shifting allegiances. Furthermore, skill and perk systems have undergone a significant overhaul, providing players with more impactful ability and a greater degree of flexibility in character progression. Cyberpunk 2077 continues to evolve, offering an immersive and captivating experience in the dystopian metropolis of Night City. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for the latest Cyberpunk 2077 news, secrets, leaks, and updates. Until next time, guys, keep raging.